and welcome back to the Pretty Little Podcast. We're your hosts.
My name is Phoebe.
And my name is Caroline. And this week we are celebrating Amaya, Papaya Nation, rise up. We are victorious.
We've been here since the start.
We've been here since the start. I saw an edit today that was Amaya with Liability by Lorde in the background. And like, just raise your hand if you've ever felt like that. If you've ever felt like the lyrics to Liability and you didn't vote for Amaya, you deserve jail time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, you know what? Hell yeah.
Who didn't vote for Amaya?
I want to know if anybody voted for Huda and Chris and if you felt good having the egg all over your face when you watched her break up with him at that dinner. And guys, we're just going to jump right in because that is going to be the focus of today's episode. We are looking back on Love Island season 7, which a lot of people online are saying like, thank God it's over. It wasn't a good season. You're dead wrong.
Yeah, I don't understand what people are... Because also when it's all lovey-dovey, like we loved last season, obviously, but there was still like a lot of stuff going on. It wasn't lovey-dovey the whole time. So I don't know why we are like acting like we hate when there's drama.
I feel like a big part of the attitude this season and the negative attitudes towards the season comes from the parasocial relationships we've seen. But I'm like, this isn't new. Like if you're in any fandom for any pop star, you've experienced the parasocial relationship and people are always going to take it too far. Like they always are. I think there are just more of them. And I think that there were some things that happened and people got really attached to these contestants and like felt like it was their job to be
It felt very...
in the trenches. Like, I don't know.
The fans felt terrible this year.
I feel like that's what made the season
people
not
are putting
as great.
that onto the show, but the show was great. It was just going on Twitter and having to sift through all the like weird stuff.
Even though I also like loved that. I
did love that, but
after
like
the show.
I think that what I mean is like I loved the tweets that I got to eventually, but like having to see like Ariana hate, having to see like all this stuff that I'm just like, do you guys have jobs? Like, I don't understand why people are so upset. Like,
well, and
it was just way too much.
If you're blaming what you didn't like about the season on Ariana, the host, or any of the contestants, like, it's really not their fault. They were all cast by people who had a bigger picture, who knew what they wanted the show to be. And like, I would say an actual bad season of Love Island would be where we cast a bunch of people who aren't willing to twerk in front of Megan Thee Stallion. We cast a bunch of people who like refuse to participate in these challenges. You know what I mean? I'll be for real. I'm not like, I'm not prude shaming Bella, which feels like she was literally a fever dream that was so long ago. But imagine if the season was full of a bunch of people like her. That would be a bad season of Love Island.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine if you had a straight white man hosting the show. That would be a bad season of Love Island. Like, you guys were so spoiled by how good the show is, you know, and how good last season was. And the thing is, we're always going to try to recreate lightning in a bottle. Like, we're going to try to recreate the magic of that great cast. But the more we try to do that,
the worse we're going to feel.
The worse we're going to feel. So, like, we just have to look at every new season as, like, exactly what it is. It's a new season. The show is going to be different, you know, and that's okay. But the parasocial relationships were concerning this season. I haven't seen them like this before.
For everybody. It was just like, it was like every single person had like a sect of their fan base that was like rabid in the way that Swifties are. Yes. And it was like, why?
And then the way that those fan bases like
hated each other.
Yeah. Like, cause I literally, the whole Sierra of it all, you know, like having people who are digging up these things, which, I mean, to be clear, I don't understand why. So I watched her apology video. It was great. It was honestly exactly what I expected from her, you know?
Yes.
Empathy sweatshirt and all.
Someone who seems like she is trying to have a very like curated.
Absolutely.
She wants to be that girl.
Yes, she is. And she's right on the money. She had her crystal necklace, the empathy sweatshirt.
The empathy sweatshirt was
the virtue signaling
crazy.
was there. And then we were also speaking in like just the words she was using. I mean, but to be fair, that is the best we could have hoped for, you know, from...
Do I still have questions?
Well, my main question is this. If you were alerted to this being a slur and your use of it, your inappropriate use of it, why did you leave it up? If you knew about it and you knew you were going on the show. And then my other question is, for her handler, why would you not go find that message and post her response? Because she did take accountability. Now, again, her leaving it up gives me some questions. It like kind of undermines the accountability a little bit for me. And I don't want to harp on it, but I feel like the way that people took that moment and blew it up into this insane thing, only to find out that she had that message out there where she had kind of taken accountability in a way that a lot of people seemed content with, you know?
Right. My question is more so about the defense of using the word being, I didn't know what it meant. And then you see the context in which it's used, and you're describing a feature on yourself and how you look.
And how you didn't like it, want to change it.
And so,
and you're using a derogatory term about people.
You might not have known it was derogatory, but you knew you were describing a group of people to talk about something that you don't like in your features.
Right.
So like, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
It's not a choice I would have made. No. So I'm confused as to why. Maybe she thought that the like I was young and stupid wasn't gonna work. So she was like, I gotta roll through the Rolodex of like what you can say
I guess.
in these videos.
I kind of liked her moment where she was like, this is not an apology. This is an accountability video.
Classic.
Like, and I was like, okay, work, diva. Like, I don't know if she's got a PR team, but she seems like somebody who does. But she seemed like that in the villa. Like that was one of our main criticisms for her in the villa, was that everything she said seemed like kind of calculated. Like she knew the lingo. She had been sort of trained to go in here, which also makes me wonder
why didn't you delete
why we didn't delete this, and why like your friends Cassie and Johnny weren't like, hey, before you go in,
make sure you've
really
everything.
You need to make sure. And like, I don't know. It's just interesting to me. But did you see she unfollowed Nick after the finale?
Wow.
Because I'm wondering, and maybe we just kind of go through all the contestants a little bit too. Like, what does that look like? Can you imagine? Let's just take the problematic nature of Sierra out of here. Right. You know, she's out of the villa.
Because Nick's also got some problematic stuff out there too.
Don't a lot of them?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take that out of it for a second and just look at it in the context of the game. You're with this guy. You agree to be closed off. You leave. I know we'll never get it. I would love more information on that conversation between Nick and Sierra. It seemed like every couple that was broken up through an elimination had some sort of agreement that like you should stay and finish it out. And then if it's meant to be, it will
I actually found out that, this is what I heard, is that if you're the person you're in a couple with gets dumped from the island and you want to leave with them, Love Island won't pay for your flight home.
Holy shit.
So like they're like, you can leave whenever you want, but
okay, that's kind of crazy though.
You
can leave whenever you want if you can afford it. Otherwise you're trapped in Fiji for the rest of your life. Like that's crazy.
So like I think that it would have been like Iris and also even though I think Iris and TJ were a relatively strong couple, they were still fresh enough that in my mind it would make sense for TJ to be like, this is a once in a life. And that's how I think most people would feel like, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You get to stay. Like it sucks, but you should try to make the most of your experience here, because you would probably want the person that you are like not even closed off with yet to say the same thing to you.
Yes. And also like, imagine if you were like, no, you need to come back with me or come with me. Yeah, leave with me. And then the resentment that person might have if they hadn't stayed. Imagine you leave right before the Megan Thee Stallion challenge. Right. And then like she shows up and it's like, how could you make me leave before that?
Totally.
Not that they would, but you know what I mean? But anyway, it did seem like whether or not they were staying, I feel like there's a difference between staying and just like waiting it out and like having sex in the villa. You know what I mean? And Iris and Pepe were getting busy, which is totally fine. But it makes me think there were conversations that were had.
Yeah.
That were like, stay, explore. That way when you leave, like, we'll know, you know,
yeah,
if it's
I wonder.
Us. And so it makes me wonder about Nicolandria and Nick and Sierra. Like, do you think Sierra said to Nick, I want you to explore? It seems like something she would say.
It does, but then we did hear that little, and I don't know if it was actually her, but we saw that it was a confessional of Nicolandria that people think was being recorded as she was getting sent out, and you hear her kind of having a tantrum.
I know, but I do not think that it didn't sound like her to me.
I probably would have, and especially if I knew that this wasn't going to be broadcast, and if I'm putting myself in her shoes, and she's such a diehard fan
Yeah.
and wanted to be on the show so badly, it might not bring out your best colors.
No, I'm not saying she wasn't having a tantrum. I feel like that probably wasn't it.
But I wonder if they also didn't even have time to have like a closure conversation.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Because also I saw a video of Nicolandria's date from like a boat in Fiji.
Yeah.
And they're like on different parts. Like they're literally not allowed to talk to each other if the
Right.
cameras aren't up. So part of me is like, maybe they didn't really get to say goodbye at all.
Which might
Would
be
be
worse.
crazy.
Could you imagine?
And then you see him get with your like best friend in the villa.
Who, you know, right before Sierra left, Iris was like, wait a minute. You know, that conversation where she's like, hang on, I'm sorry. You're okay with this? Like, you're okay with your man who you're closed off with now making out, exploring with your best friend in the villa? Like, what?
Right. Well, they weren't. I think her excuse for Nick was they weren't closed off yet.
At that time, they weren't, but.
And they weren't when they got back until they went on their date.
I know. I can't remember exactly when this conversation with Iris happened. I was thinking it happened. It doesn't matter, really, because Iris said all that to her and made her to start second guessing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, that's my point is after that, once she's already got it in her head and then she doesn't do, I think, here's what I think happened. Iris said all that to her, raised her flags, made her stressed out. She went and locked it down with Nick on that date.
Yeah.
Because she was like, all right, that'll prove to me that like this is legit. And then you leave and he goes, it's not even like he went to another girl. Like it's the same girl.
Yeah.
I mean, hard to watch. I gotta say, I feel for the girl in that respect.
I wonder if she kept watching.
How could you not? She's such a fan.
I
It's
know,
your favorite show.
I would be.
It's your favorite show. Of course she's
for
watching.
Sure. I would have to.
Oh my God. I mean, do you think Nick's reaching out to Sierra when he leaves?
I don't know. Those videos of him in the airport, that kid was on cloud fucking nine.
Wait, I didn't see the airport videos.
There's just a ton of them. Like he's just, I mean, they're all just in like great moods. He's like walking on air through the airport.
Is he with Nicolandria?
Yeah, they're all together.
Okay. Is he like standing next to her? Like
he's carrying both of their bags. And Nicolandria's got no bags in her hands. And Nick is rolling their luggage and has her bags.
Meatball has a full load. Wow. Okay. You're like a Nicolandria girly.
I like them.
You were like up in arms about it last night. Do you not remember that?
Well, no.
Phoebe's a little drunk last night when she came back to watch Love Island, and she was crying, she was yelling, like it was a full production. Not kidding you. We'll get to the tears, but you were like, "Oh, Nicolandria, I did no,
but I just think there's something. Their chemistry is like, and I saw a tweet today that was like, "There's no chemistry there," and I was like,
"Okay,
what?
I'm gonna be tarred and feathered in the town square for this."
Which is that's like my new favorite thing to say. I say that all the time.
Really?
Tarred and feathered in the town. No, I don't know.
No, you did. I've been saying, guys, come on. I've been saying this for years. I have. Just get real. Anyway, I don't like see a ton of chemistry between them. I like don't know if I buy it. Am I just jaded and cynical? What's wrong with me? I don't see it.
Man, I don't. Maybe you just need a little more whimsy.
I also think, well, no. Here's what it is. It's Nick. Nick's my problem.
No, that's totally fair.
Nick,
that's
you are
how
such
I
a little
feel.
fuckboy.
But I like Nick when he's with Nicolandria.
I like Nick when he's with every girl because you want to know something? Nick is a really charismatic dude. Nick is the kind of guy. Nick has the West from Summer House effect where it's like you don't think that guy will hurt you because he's goofy and nice and he's mommy's little meatball. Like,
I guess a little bit. I don't know if I totally see it the same way.
The guys with the riz and the personality, like who everyone can laugh with, and they become friends with all these girls because they're like the funny, approachable guy who doesn't make them feel intimidated. And those guys are often the most dangerous.
Right.
And I think he's an example of that.
Well, I guess we will see, but I do think that I buy it. I like it a lot. I think it's such an attractive, awesome couple.
Do you think they're gonna continue?
I think they'll test it out. I don't know how long it will last, but I'm here for it.
She said in her letter, hopefully everlasting.
Which I thought was crazy.
Because that wasn't in his letter.
But I thought, I mean, like, and Caroline was like the first person to kind of talk about it with the blindfold challenge. Caroline brought that up the first week we talked about Love Island and was like, do you think this is ever going to come up again between Nick and Nicolandria? And I thought it was sweet when he put that in his letter.
Yeah, that he was like, he said what?
He was
sorry
like,
I kissed you in the blindfold challenge.
Someone on Twitter was like, this is also him apologizing for like the whole Taylor situation, essentially, because imagine
that's why he didn't bring it up.
Imagine if he had said something to her about it then, would they have been like, well, that would have been before Sierra even got there.
I know. But then imagine if Sierra got there, because here's the thing. He's so wishy-washy. Like, he's with Bella. Sierra comes in. Sierra's more physical. He's with Sierra.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? He was ready to risk it all for Andrina. I mean, that's what I have trouble for. And Jaden.
Yeah.
I have a lot of trouble forgetting that. Like, him and Casa. Sierra leaves, and it seems like they're in such a good place. But they just had sex, right?
Yes. And I know exactly what you mean. I agree. I thought that was wrong, but I think it was because he didn't like Sierra as much.
I know, but then
but Sierra, when she comes
him.
back, she's the safest option for him.
Yes, but that is, and it's like she was like waiting for him and all of that.
I think he was afraid to be like, Nicolandria, I like you because
of Taylor.
Well, no, I think that he probably felt like, what's the point? He didn't want to risk the rejection.
Maybe.
And all these other people felt like safer, like, and it wouldn't, like, especially because he and Nicolandria were friends and they were both originals in the house. So it's like,
yeah,
the stakes were higher with Nicolandria the whole time.
Yeah.
And he could use Taylor and Sierra as like, well, these are my reasons why. And I like, even when they decided to just be friends and Casa, I felt like Nick was like hoping Nicolandria would go first. I think, and I thought this a little bit about Nicolandria, less so than with Nick, but I think that he was like, if she had said, I think he was just afraid to like put himself out there and risk her being like, oh, this is awkward because I'm not actually attracted to you.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. And I think that's why everybody loves it so much, because it feels like Pepe said, the invisible string theory.
No, it really does. I feel it far more with Nick and Nicolandria than I do with Iris and Pepe.
Oh, for sure.
Although Iris, a social media handler, posted something like looking back on her time, and I do see a little bit more in this post they made. So, okay, let's switch gears into Iris and Pepe. Could not believe they came in fourth. And you know what? Neither could they.
No.
It was all over their faces, and I was like, "Wait, where did you think you guys were gonna end up?" Yes, you guys seem a little more mad than I think is reasonable.
I agree with that, and also I think it probably was because Huda and Chris had, even though that might have clouded their expectations.
And I wonder if they don't know when we voted.
I think that's part of it too, because that was a big issue with when they were all ranking everybody with the Maybelline. They didn't know when we voted for these things, right? And that's when the Amaya train really kicked into gear, because we were all so upset with how she was being treated. Yeah. But I think that what confused me about Iris and Pepe, maybe they got like a false sense of confidence from beating Shelly and Ace.
That's what I'm wondering too.
Because they seemed surprised and like a little uncomfortable.
And like kind of pissed. And like,
I mean surprised and uncomfortable when they got into the finale.
Oh, I agree. Pepe's face was like, oh my fucking God. And I almost expected them to be like, we'll go. You guys say
we'll pay for our flights to Fiji.
Yeah. I wonder what would have happened if Iris and Pepe were like, no, let us go.
They should have. But I guess when a whopping 100K, now that Caroline and I are watching Big Brother, we're like, this is chump change.
Phoebe's like, chump change, chump change. So you should really stop saying it's 100K. That's embarrassing.
50K each?
Well, what is that?
That's a year of school. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because Big Brother, you guys, is $750K. And if you're not watching, you really should be, because we're watching. Anyway.
The game playing is, and I know we've been missing a couple of days of feeds.
Yeah.
So it feels like this.
It's hard to feel caught up the first week.
And this feels like, because we missed, because last year you said that this felt like early game playing. Yes. But I do think we got feeds like immediately after the second group of people were let into the house.
I can't remember.
But they got really into it. But now that we didn't see the first 4 days of them in the house, so I'm like,
I think Rachel being in the house amps up everybody's need to start playing the game.
But I'm also like, they're letting this Mormon have a little too much coffee than I think he should be. Frosted Tips. I don't know his name. I don't know anybody's name
or something.
So I only have their physical attributes.
Well, we'll talk about it another time. We won't talk about it here, but you guys need to watch. Iris and Pepe. Okay, so one thing I'm wondering too is the idea of them beating Shelly and Ace. I wonder if they were like, oh, well, maybe people like us a lot more than we thought and we're going to win first place. But I kind of resent a little bit them allowing Huda and Chris to even stay through the finale. I was like, this is wasting my time. Like after they
and
broke
also
up,
because it is just like Huda is sadness, so it's she just kind of like brought the whole mood down, and she couldn't help but make everything about her. When Pepe leaned down to kiss Iris, and she says, "I'm one for Huda," and then when they're in the pool and Nick and Nicolandria are kissing, they are making out, and she's hanging on Nick's back. I think that Nick wants to be a gentleman for Nicolandria in a way that we didn't see with any of the other girls.
I think he feels he has to be.
And when she jumped in and realized that like she couldn't really swim in her dress, he like went out, he like swam over to her and like brought her over with everybody. So I just, those little things are like, I really do think that they are like such a sweet little couple.
Well, they do have that friendship first, which adds to it. And I think that like, Nicolandria, she was the perfect middle ground between Bella and Sierra in terms of like, for this game, Sierra is like the ultimate Love Island game player, right? Like she took on those challenges. She wasn't self-conscious. She wasn't afraid. She went for it. Nicolandria, the challenges was great, but like behind the scenes, out of challenges, that wasn't really her vibe. She wasn't trying to whatever. And obviously Bella wasn't really doing either until she did.
I think we that was one of our initial thoughts with why Sierra ended up being the one. Was
I do think that is why.
There and I didn't like that about Nick.
No,
I was like, that's
and it's
really
why
gross and douchey.
It surprised me that he was like, because he knows how Nicolandria moves. But I also think with that, like, he understood that if he was going to be courting her, there needed to be a level of respect. I'm not saying he didn't need to respect Sierra the same way, but it was a different kind of respect.
Again, the stakes were lower with Sierra.
It was a different kind of relationship physically. And it's like...
And I also think if he had liked Bella the way that I think he likes Nicolandria, he would have been willing to, like, he wouldn't have given that up for Sierra. Whereas I think he likes Nicolandria a lot more, so he was willing to, like...
I just feel like it wasn't tested. Okay, I feel like it wasn't tested, really.
Well, yeah.
Because every time someone new came in, Nick was like, I'm out.
That's true.
No matter who he was with, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm just like, if another bombshell had come in, would he have left Nicolandria? Like, I don't know.
Peculiar.
And they sent a few bombshells home. They were just in their fucking Fiji hotel rooms for 2 months.
I saw that.
Can you imagine? Did they get to have their phones?
Oh my God.
I hope to God they got to have their phones.
Why didn't we have cameras on them?
I want to watch the psychosis happening in those rooms for sure.
And they can't interact with each other, I'm sure.
No, I'm sure not.
And they probably can't even like go to the pool.
Maybe they can go to a pool. I bet they have like shifts.
But that's what they do at Survivor. They have a pool. So when they get eliminated, they all have to go to a hotel. And when John Lovett from Pod Save America was on, and he was obviously the first cut.
Yes, famously.
The first and last season of Survivor I've ever watched.
I'll just put it that way.
Because you guys absolutely botched it. He was like, I got back and I like had my normal appetite because I was only on the island for a couple days.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So I like was enjoying the hotel food. Like I was having a great time. And then slowly but surely, as everybody came after they had been there longer, he was like, they would like order all this food and then not eat any of it because they were like,
it made them
their
sick.
stomachs wouldn't let them eat because their body was like, I don't know, but he was like, it's interesting to see how their bodies like they feel like they should be so hungry, but they can't eat.
That's crazy. That's wild. Well, anywho, do you think Iris and Pepe will continue? What was that? A lot of people are saying that last night he said something to Iris that let her know that like he was gonna reconnect with Hannah. I saw a tweet about that. I don't know if it was referring to something they heard at the airport. No, it was from their date.
Oh.
And we were kind of talking. I'm going to try to find it.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. I was talkative last night. Shocking.
She would not shut up.
We were laughing, though. And then I watched the movie Drop with Megan Fahey.
What did you think?
It could have done a little bit something more for me.
Agree.
But I do agree with Caroline. I do.
La 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 la.
I do agree with Caroline's original take about that movie, which is that role was written for Matt Rogers.
100%.
And he would have been so much better in it than the man who, not to disparage that actor. He did a great job, But I was just like, Matt Rogers would bring this to another level. Especially knowing that he and Brendan Sklenar, whatever his name is, they were up for the same role. Famously in the movie It Ends With Us. And let me just say, I think we wouldn't be dealing with a whole lot of the mess that we're dealing with now if Matt Rogers had scored the role of Atlas. Food for thought. Also, we know that Matt Rogers loves Megan Fahey. She was just nominated for a Lost Culture Recess Cultural Award. And I didn't know one of my favorite little Irish kids on TikTok plays the little boy in that movie. Glasses and all. But he has an American accent, which I was impressed by.
So allegedly, I try to find it, but I can't. There's a moment where Iris is like, do you actually like me? Like, do you really like me? And I guess Pepe? Yes, Pepe's response was like, no. Like, not no, but it was like people interpreted it as she's like a side chick. And people were going on Twitter and they're like, why am I even watching this? Like, Iris and Pepe don't even like each other. Like, she just literally had to ask him if he likes her on their final date.
Right.
But then I felt like during the actual finale, like, he's kissing her head over. I mean, I felt like he was obsessed with her at the end there. Maybe she just like looked super hot.
Yeah.
But I got the vibe that he is actually into her.
Me too. I thought that too. I don't know that they certainly aren't the strongest connection in there.
No, for sure.
But
and guys, you know that.
So I'm just like, I'm not worried about it.
No, I'm not worried
Twitter,
about it.
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried about it. But Hannah has said like,
but I
don't want Pepe.
But I do think Hannah's worried about it.
And I think Hannah should be. I think it's just like, I don't know, but I guess Pepe kind of did to Hannah exactly what she did to Charlie.
Yeah, and also she's already kind of talking to Charlie.
Yeah.
I feel like, so.
Crazy. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about Huda and Chris. So I feel like I have the unpopular opinion here. I don't think it should be the unpopular opinion, but like, I think Chris was an asshole.
Oh, totally. I think they both suck. I think that they both like, we've spoken about our issues with how Huda is sometimes on here at length. Chris, though, someone tweeted, they were like, this is how I know it's a bunch of 13-year-olds, because that's the oldest trick in the book. Because people were like, see, she broke up with him. And all these people were like, okay, she said the words, but he laid the groundwork and like lifted her up the ladder to find the words to say.
Yes.
So it's like,
I mean, he
wanted her to break up so that he could go back and be like, she just wants to be friends.
She wants to be friends. Like, okay. But the other thing is, it's wild because I feel like he kept asking her for communication. I want to know like how you feel. What do you need out of a relationship? And there's that moment at the dock that she was like, I like a lot of attention. Like, I'll be honest, I want a guy to be obsessed with me. And I think she had been really trying not to say that because she doesn't like how it kind of makes her look, you know? But at the end of the day, if that's what you're expecting out of a relationship, then like you should be upfront about it. I also think
that's what Huda Hive likes about her a lot. It's what a lot of people don't like about her. Mm-hmm. But Huda Hive, they're like, that's how I feel.
Yeah. And I think, I'll be honest, that's kind of how I feel. But, and if I were Huda in this situation, or if I was Caroline in this situation with somebody who was acting the way Chris is acting, I too would be spiraling.
Yeah, I'd be so annoyed.
Because the thing is, she's given him the clear communication. You know, maybe it came a little bit late, but she told him like,
let me see if I can find this thing that his ex said.
Okay.
On Twitter, but you can keep talking.
But she's like, this is what I like. This is what I need. And he said to her, like, thank you for, now we're talking. Thank you for telling me, as though he was going to start acting that way. And I think Chris also presents as like very mature and very level-headed. All these things that seem like they would be such a great fit for somebody like Huda. I don't know that that's actually the case.
Right.
And the thing is, pushing her, I mean, it was like he just was giving her nothing at all. Now, I will say, her behavior in the bed the night before their date was insane. Was insane. Her
it was way
counting
too much.
Down like he was her child.
No, I didn't like it at all.
For intimacy too, like it
that was gross.
Was troublesome. I'm gonna be honest. And I'll give Chris this. I don't know why when Chris said to her like, hey, look, like it's weird to me that you'll have sex in the bed, but you won't kiss me in public. We're on Love Island. You didn't have a problem doing it with Jeremiah. I know you're trying to move different, but this is already different. And so he's now told you.
I think the reason you should be wanting to move different is because you realize it made Jeremiah feel a certain kind of way. Chris is now like telling you that he wants that. Yes. He wants you to be outward with your affection towards him. So that's your permission structure. If the guys give him a hard time about it, he can be like, but I like that. And but I can't find exactly what his ex said, but it was partially kind of what we were talking about last night where he like uses his good communication to then later either manipulate or get back at Huda. Yeah. Like he's like, I'm trying to be a really good communicator, and but like you aren't really, and you just pout. Right. You're a pout.
He's such a powder.
You are a powder. Guys, we were sitting outside watching Love Island with Kelly.
Oh my God, this is so funny.
And I said, what I don't like about some of the guys on the season is that they are powders. And Caroline is like, yeah, I totally agree. Like Caroline and I, like Caroline,
they're so pouty.
And Kelly goes,
what?
Do I need to like
Urban Dictionary that? She's like, what? And then she goes, okay, do I need to Urban Dictionary that? We're like, Urban Dictionary what? What? Like, powder? Pouting?
No, she didn't say pout. Powder was what she was. I think she thought we were saying POWDER.
Well, because she would need to Urban Dictionary that word.
Well, I think because what would we be saying if we were like, these guys are powders?
I know, and I was dead. I was like, okay, that is so me. Like once a week, I am on Urban Dictionary. Like, okay, God forbid, I won't be caught dead asking someone what this means. So I better look it up.
Wait,
here.
I love the Lost Culture moment or like the category scariest moments in history. One of the options, Skibbity toilet.
Oh, and which for good reason.
Is how I feel every time I hear like the hottest joke among Gen Alpha. I'm like, that's a joke.
What's funny about it?
That's how I know I'm old, because like,
what's funny about it?
I remember doing that to older people who like they were like, what's the deal with, why do you guys just sit around and do BuzzFeed quizzes? And I'm like, you clearly don't get it,
because we're obsessed with ourselves.
Clearly,
and we need to know what style of toast spread we would be.
Exactly.
I have to know.
I need to know what milkshake at Air One I am.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, good for you that you don't crave that kind of information, but I'm on a self-exploration journey and I need to know.
It's like, can we go back to that instead of fucking Chat GPT? Also, if I hear or see one more person call it Chat GPT, I saw a screenshot today on Mary Beth Barone's Twitter of like someone was taking a picture of their browser. Okay. It was ride related. Okay. But you can see in the tabs that she has bookmarked Chat GPT, but has titled it,
oh my God,
Chat GBT.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I bet when you starred that tab on Google Chrome, the suggested
a title
one
for
was
you.
Probably Chat
but it was
GPT.
Probably OpenAI. I bet it was OpenAI.
Sorry. Like if it weren't that the actual letters were the title of the application, I would feel differently. But it's literally every time you open Chat GPT, it says Chat GPT.
Yeah, true.
Anyway,
totally
sorry not to be like so mean.
Well, it's kind of your personality. I would hate for you to change it just for this. Just kidding. Please work on it. Just kidding. Anyway, I thought that I think that Chris, his pouting was like manipulative and weird. If he was acting like that and I was his woman, I would be like, what is wrong? And him being like, I don't want to talk about it right now. Like, okay, well, of course I'm going to beg you to know, because you act like you wish you were being shot right now. Like you were acting like you want somebody to come rip off your legs.
And then
I just don't understand it.
Compounding his behavior this whole time, which I haven't loved, with his behavior on the date post breakup.
Let's discuss it.
I was like, sorry, this is a bad look, Chris.
I was like, you are like nasty and mean. I'm sorry. For me to feel that bad for Huda in that moment means you had to be acting pretty disrespectfully.
Listen,
Chris.
Would I have asked to have been carried after just breaking up with someone?
Wouldn't have said it like that. Wouldn't have flat out asked you.
Probably not. But
here's what I would have done.
Huda did ask.
I would have tried. I would have been like,
I would have gotten my dress sopping wet.
Yes, I would have like stepped in the water and like made myself such a victim that he had no choice but to pick me up. And that, honestly, Huda, that's what you should have done, because America would have been like, pick her up. If you had done that, if you did that and fell, that would have been good TV.
Huda wouldn't have been able to make it look natural, though.
No, she wouldn't have. But she is an actress. Let's not forget.
Right.
So she might have been able to.
She was once in my favorite musical
in Cabaret, and it was their most popular social post of all time when they posted. I love that for them. No, I thought it was insane. So like just to recap, you know, he carries her. First of all, hang on. Okay. Bigger issue. Why are we putting a date in the middle of the ocean?
Think about the mosquitoes.
Think about the mosquitoes. Disgusting. Also, I'm sorry, but like, what was the logistical? Were they like, okay, out of all the couples, they are the most likely to break up on the date. So we need to give them something where like they have to get in and get out of a situation and they kind of need each other to do it.
And I'm also like,
let's put them in the middle of the water.
We didn't have an earpiece for the singer who had a call time of like of a certain time.
Phoebe, there was an earpiece. I promise you that was a deliberate decision. As I was watching it, I was like,
was so awesome.
I was like, and I love that the producer said, and I think now is the time. Go.
Okay, they're broken up. It's go time. It's go time.
Literally, like, I guarantee you that girl was waiting for her cue, and the producer's like, we will tell you when it's time to go. And they also saw what was happening, and they waited, and then they're like, and now. And it was perfect.
A tweet that said, whoa, why is this woman singing this Frank Ocean song?
No way!
That's sick. I think we should outlaw covers.
Okay.
Because the texts are being lost.
well, the sacred texts are being lost.
That is
this place.
Hey, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. I'm one of you sometimes, Gen Z. Moon River is not a cover. That is not it is a cover. That is not a Frank Ocean song.
Yeah, Frank Ocean's version is a cover.
Yes.
Moon River is a song.
Exactly.
Oh my God. No, I thought that was so crazy and so fucking funny. It was perfect in my opinion. And that to think that was an oversight is insane. That was so purposeful and intentional. It's what made it so beautiful.
So funny.
And powerful.
But yeah, fuck Chris.
Forcing her to say it. She finally says it. I think we should just be friends. Which I don't even know that I believe her, but I think she was just like, okay, if you're literally not going to fucking say it, like, because I feel like she wanted to make it work.
It's so cowardly. Like,
I know.
As a man, as a 6'5" man, you should be able to be the one to fucking say that. And I've thought that about all of their arguments.
And isn't he 6'8"?
Just come out and say what you're upset about. Just come out and say what you have problems with, instead of doing this little workaround thing where like it's like a scavenger hunt for her. Yes. And again, I am not a Huda defender.
No. But I think also, like, if I'm going to take his side again, she made it easy for him to break up with her. Like, her behavior the night before made it.
Just be like, I had an issue with that.
Yes. He had like a million outs. You know what I mean?
And I'm like, did he not want to do it because he didn't want to seem like the bad guy?
And I'm like, but his family came in and he was
worse.
hoping that was going to be his out. Like, if his family would have been like, yeah, Chris, this is not the girl for you, then he could have been like, okay, perfect. Everyone saw that. I can now end it. I think that them really liking her or pretending to really like her was a bummer because he's like, well, great. Now if I do this, I must not be seeing something that everybody else is seeing because they all seem to love her, you know? I don't know. Him walking away, I didn't think he was coming back. Then him coming back, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Why the fuck do you think I'm crying, Chris? Because I just had to break up with you. I'm sad about it. I wanted to come on this show and leave with a fucking husband.
And it's also, you just embarrassed her.
You just embarrassed her. You left her. She probably thought you straight up left her ass. And she was like, how do I have to swim out of here? Like, she's probably like, I'm not a strong swimmer. Like, what am I going to do? You just humiliated her that way. You're the second person that she has been intimate with on this show. It has not worked out. Like, imagine how she's feeling inside right now. And then to think that she's going home to her daughter, which is amazing. But also, like, how does she feel leaving her daughter for 2 months and having what to show for it coming back? Like,
exactly.
You know, I wonder if there's guilt there. Now, to be clear, she's going to be able to give her daughter an amazing life with the opportunity she's going to have from this. But she in that moment doesn't know that. She probably thinks everyone fucking hates her, you know? And there are plenty of people that do.
And I'm just glad she's getting out of the villa at a point where we've all kind of simmered with the hate.
We've had bigger fish to fry.
Right, exactly. But I will say the vitriol that you're seeing. Sorry, if you are using the slur that Sierra said as an excuse to, first of all, say any of this, you're no better. Like, it doesn't make you better. It doesn't put you on the moral high ground at all. Especially if you're the people that called ice on her family.
No,
sorry, you're on the wrong side, especially right now with the climate. Anytime that's terrible, but especially right now knowing how things are being handled.
No, it's horrific.
And it's just like, that doesn't make you a social justice warrior.
Time, like Sierra wasn't even with her fucking family. What did her family
it's like
do
when CPS was called on
Huda's child? Like, it's horrible. And that's where it's also like, I just think if you are somebody,
you're taking things a little too seriously.
Yeah. And you're going to ruin the fun for all of us.
And you need help.
Like, you know how when you're like in school and the teacher's like, if one of you is bad, we're not going to recess, and you ruin it for the whole class. That's what you're doing. Like, but
and you're also putting people's actual lives in jeopardy.
Danger. Yes. It's just really, really crazy.
Like, these are real these are not NPCs.
I just also can't imagine like wanting, like feeling
having
compelled,
the energy, having the time.
Just even see, like, if I see a video that I think is that I have something mean to say about,
I think it in my head and I scroll.
Or I send it to Phoebe and I say it. You know what I mean? I'm certainly not putting myself on blast by putting it in the comment. I just think it's the weirdest, most loserish behavior.
When I see hate comments, I'm like, grow up. Like, why?
I know.
Sometimes they make me laugh, but I am like, I might have had that thought,
but laugh when they're like good natured. I mean, if there's such a thing as a good natured hate comment, but I like to think I've gotten a few.
Sometimes the people are in on the joke, you know?
Yeah. And sometimes like sometimes it's really not that serious.
Right.
There's a difference between commenting like a joke on someone's shit when they've opened themselves up to public scrutiny and jeopardizing their family's safety, jeopardizing their mental health in that kind of a way. Like, there's just a huge difference. And I don't even want to say there's a fine line. There's like a humongous line there. It's impossible to miss. So stop ruining shit for everybody else. Stop ruining people's life. Like, it's just enough. I don't think any of you guys who are listening are acting this way.
No, definitely not.
But like, tell your friends, you know, it's just really
And the
horrifying.
fact that the samurai turned pretty, and I know that Jeremiah Fisher has some controversy around him.
Does he?
Yeah. But the fact that they had to post like these are our community guidelines.
Oh my God.
For like,
no, guys, I don't want community guidelines for television shows. Like, come on, what have you done?
Like, that's crazy. These are just like, it's just, and also I think it's a good reminder of like, you walk around and interact with people all day who you disagree with, and you
wouldn't say it to their face,
and you still have to just be civil to them.
Yeah,
because that's what pushes our society forward.
Is,
and it's just like, I don't know. It's really gotten bizarre. Really dark, and it's feeding into the dangerous polarization.
100%. It's frightening. Anyway, final notes on Huda and Chris. I just have to go beat for beat through the last moment of that date, because it was just, I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, first, why are you crying? She's like, because it's hard. And he's like, you made the decision. Give me a break, Chris.
That's crazy.
Number one, give me a fucking break. Number two, I mean, I did want to melt into my seat, disappear from the universe when Huda said, are you gonna carry me? And it was like this, like, I mean, do you want me to walk through this? Like, she literally said, like, do you actually want me to walk through the water? You want me to get soaking wet? And he's like, I'm not picking you up. And walks the fuck. Then why did you come back? You were already gone. Why did you come back for that? And then watching her take off her I was like, this is just pick her up.
You would already be through this moment if you had just done it.
Who fucking cares? Just pick her up and be like, you can at least be civilized. And honestly, I thought after that performance from Chris, Huda's letter, the way she handled him after that, like, she's a better woman than me in that respect.
I kind of agree.
Because she really ended it on a good note. And I mean, so did he. I wonder if producers were like, hey, you just need to like phone it. Just like say whatever you need to say here. I respected that. But I was just like, do I really have to watch these people like pretend to be like, does he have to get up and greet her in her dress and tell her like it's all a sham? Do I have to watch that? You know what I mean?
Totally.
If they weren't going to take first place, I didn't need to see them take third. If they were going to take first, show me all of it. It would be fucking hilarious. And one of them is keeping all the money for sure.
For sure.
Anyway, let's get to Amaya and Brian. Oh, I'm just so happy for them. And I love so much that he said on that boat, I don't want there to be any gray area going into the real world. Like, you're mine. We're exclusive. Because I think we were all really worried that this was a sham, you know?
And I'm glad they live so close together.
Yes. I think what we realized about why we thought it was a sham is just because that's just Brian. Like, he just is.
And that's the exact kind of guy that Amaya needed, was a quiet guy.
To allow her to shine.
Who also doesn't get embarrassed at who she is.
He's not threatened by her. And like, I think it's very common with
people who have their name tattooed on their back.
Yeah.
They kind of want to be like, I don't know, the star of the show.
They kind of want to be the main character. They kind of want to be player one. Yeah. I just thought it was like Brian truly, and it felt so organic. Like when he said, the moment that I realized I felt something for you was when I stood up for you. And it was like, we all watched it happen. You know, there was nothing to not believe. Like, we saw that happen. And in that moment, he was a Casa guy. He was brand new. I mean, there were tweets like, who the fuck is Brian? Like, who is this guy? He was not in a position of power to be standing up for her, you know, and they could have, it was 3 against 1. They could have turned against him. And I just think I love when I see a man like take a stance like that and defend somebody who isn't able to be heard in that moment and like speak some sense. And it's just amazing how much people listen to men more than they listen to women. Like, because as soon as Brian said it, I do feel like it all died down.
Yeah.
But him saying that like her emotions and her nurturing spirit, that's what made him like her. And it's the very thing that was turning these people off to her. And like, what if she had changed that about her?
I think about that. I think about that was so... Amaya made me think of so many women who probably have done that.
All the time.
And it's just like, men, where do you get off?
You know what? Ariana Maddox did it with Tom Sandoval.
Oh, for sure.
Their entire relationship. And now look at her. And
who
now
she
look
is
at her.
now is proof that that's what she was doing.
Like Tom, let me tell you guys, if you're not Vanderpump people, he would never have allowed her to look as hot as she is looking on television.
He wouldn't have let her do this.
No.
At all.
Wouldn't. He'd be like, but you're going to miss my most extra shows. I'm going on America's Got Talent. Like, he never would have allowed this. He didn't want her to shine. He wanted her to watch him shine.
Guys, one time Ariana got approached to do a cocktail book.
Oh my God.
And Tom could not believe it.
Tom was like, but you're like barely a bar.
You're like a girl.
You're like a girl. And people don't really like buying drinks from girls. They like buying them for girls. Unless you're me and you're broke and you can't. Anyway.
By the way, Ariana, can I borrow $20?
Can I borrow $20 to buy you a drink? He's like, I'm going to go get myself a drink. Do you have a 20? And if there's any left over, I will get you a drink. But the cocktails here are kind of expensive. So I don't know. I want to tip. I'm a good tipper. Of course, I got to tip my guy bartender. But he weaseled his way into this book. It's called, what is it called? Drunk AF or something. And it's like he and Ariana on the cover, they're on every single page together. He would not allow her to have this be hers. And it was crazy.
Right. Which is why she then released Single
AF. Oh, yeah. What was it fucking called? I don't remember.
It was like something about them together. I don't have their first book.
Theirs.
You do?
Yeah. And I have a signed. Or did we give the signed one away?
I think we may have given the signed one away, but we both have the copy.
Copy of Ariana's
Caroline has
book.
like 4 copies of it.
I do have a lot. But I have the original.
Wow.
I got it when I moved into my first apartment.
Crazy.
For my bar cart. Isn't that insane?
So classic.
I know.
So classic first apartment.
I know.
Except I don't have one.
Well, then I guess it's not that classic.
So I'm different.
Right. You are so different. I don't know. I think Amaya and Brian, I want them to take it all. I want them to. Did you see that they said they're donating to charity? And Brian specifically mental health. And he said he went through it. And I'm like, it just explains too why he. Also, I didn't know he went to Harvard.
I don't think he did go to Harvard. I think he went to like a 1-week class at Harvard.
Really?
But I saw the same tweet that was like a Harvard grad and a
but I like thinking that he went to Harvard.
I like it too.
And
he's been to the campus.
He's so humble.
He's been there.
Okay, stop it. I'm like, he's so humble. He didn't even mention it. He didn't even mention he went to Harvard. Amaya, I went to Harvard. Be with me.
He's like, I went to school in Cambridge. That's how they all talk.
Right, well, of course. That's how they all talk, you know.
That's like how Rory Gilmore would be like, when I'm up in New Haven.
You know, totally. Or I'd be like, I don't want to brag and like say where I was. Anyway, I love them. I'm so happy that they won. I wasn't worried at all that they wouldn't.
I just can't wait for them to see Amaya specifically, obviously, how loved she is. I know.
Brian has his phone back, and last I checked, Amaya didn't have hers back yet.
And no one has done anything. I saw a video of her holding her phone.
Okay.
And I think
classic her like not going on her Instagram story.
Now that they've left there, none of them have though, except Nick posted on his Snapchat.
Brian posted on his Instagram story,
and Nicolandria posted on Facebook.
Nicolandria posted on Twitter as well. Yeah. So what podcast are they all going to go on? Vile's Call Her Daddy.
I bet you all the men will go on Nick Vile's podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
And all the women will be invited by. Well, honestly, I could see Huda going on, unless Nick.
I could see them all going on next.
Unless
they already are.
Unless Nick goes hard in the paint on Team Chris.
I guess. I can't find her. Twitter
I can see
now.
Chris being like, or I can see Nick being like, well, I mean, Amaya did all this stuff. Do you blame him for acting the way that he is?
Amaya?
Sorry. Huda did all this stuff. Can you blame Chris?
No, Nick will be like, Huda is deeply toxic. And like, I mean, she is, but like.
So is he. That was toxic behavior. that if a girl did, Nick would call out.
Wait, Sierra Ortega just posted this from May 28th, 2025.
So much fun.
A video to herself before going on.
Your devices are about to be taken.
The way she talks is so funny.
I'm like, but also like you are posting this video.
So much fun out there. I hope you left it all on the dance floor. I hope you stayed true to yourself the entire time. I hope you never let self-doubt creep in. You were never scared of how people were gonna perceive you, because who you are on your own is enough. And however the situation ended, whether you never went in, whether you were there for 3 days, whether you were there for 3 weeks, whether you find love, whether you get your heart broken, you are enough, and that's all that matters. As long as you stayed true to yourself, you followed your heart, you learned something along the way, then you already won, babe.
She's a Marnie.
I'm so excited right now, and I feel like the feelings that I'm feeling now is because something great is about to happen. So I hope great things happened for you in there. And I love you. I love you. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for going in there and doing what a lot of people couldn't do. Like, whatever happens, it's very easy to cast judgment and opinions about someone from the comfort of your couch. But you went in there, you put yourself out there, you allowed yourself to be judged. And that is something that you should be proud of. So, hope you kicked ass, baby girl. Past you loves you just as much as future me loves me. Mwah.
All right, and she wrote, sometimes future you needs to hear words from past you. And that would have been enough to just have it.
I think Lena Dunham could have written that.
No, I am
I
also
hope
like,
you left it all out on the dance floor. You are enough.
I'm in the corner. Literally, like I'm also just like,
Oh, so what was
you know
that
she
thing?
makes these videos a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Before she like leaves the house, goes out, she's like, girl, watch this when you get home tonight. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Sorry, I'm being mean, but what else is new? It's just wild. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how everyone proceeds now, like what brand deals we're gonna get.
I'm curious because it's not like last year where we very clearly had like PPG,
right,
Liv and Kaylor. Like it doesn't seem like it's presenting itself as clearly as it did last year. But
I do feel like it's gonna be Amaya, Nicolandria, and I'm gonna say maybe Huda.
I think Huda too.
Huda's gonna get a lot.
And
of
I think
shit.
Shelly could bounce back.
Yeah, no, I think Shelly is gonna get a bunch of stuff. I mean, isn't it amazing how quickly you forget?
Mm-hmm.
Like they were. I just almost said executed. They were executed. No, they were evicted. And the next night, I completely forgot about them.
It is wild. And it's also like these people.
And I love them.
These people are a part of our lives so deeply for like a month and a half. And then it is like, wait, who?
And maybe that's healthy watching. Maybe that's where everyone else should aspire to be, because I don't think everybody's like that. Now, granted, if Amaya had been kicked off the show,
I'd still be thinking about it.
Yeah, we'd be in Fiji. We'd be in Fiji. I don't know what we'd be doing, and I don't want to say it live on the air.
We'd be wiping her tears.
Maybe we'd be there for her, wiping her big ass eyes. Okay, so we're getting a reunion
with Andy Cohen
on August 25th with Ariana and Andy. How
Curious
do
about
you think that combo went? Why did they bring in? Why couldn't Ariana do it on her own? Is it because she's never hosted? Did she host?
Well, she hosted last year's.
Yeah. So why do you?
But
think
she
they brought him
didn't.
in?
She didn't grill as hard as I think maybe people wanted her to last year.
I wonder if she's gonna be like annoyed.
I wonder that also, but
because like guys, again, for the non-Vanderpump watchers,
Ariana and Andy, like Ariana can be a little bit like, I don't know.
Ariana like.
And hey, we can say this.
We can say this because we love her and we support her.
You can't.
But she's like the ultimate pick-me girl, and she always was.
And Andy saw right through it.
Yeah. And like, I just could see her kind of being like, don't act like you know better than me.
Right.
Like, this is my domain.
I also wonder if it's maybe to usher in the older Bravo group, bring different kind of viewership in. It's a little late in the game to do that, but if they are like, oh, Andy's doing the reunion, maybe I'll watch this season and I'll be tapped in and I'll watch next year.
Do you think maybe it has something to do with like the problematic and controversial nature of this season,
Maybe.
and like how maybe Ariana's not
Also
ready to handle those conversations? Like Andy's been doing this for so long, and he's been handling sensitive topics for so long.
I agree with that. I don't know how contracts work, but like I wonder if with his NBC or Peacock contract, there's a certain number of like reunion appearances.
Well, he doesn't have enough.
He has to do.
He's every Housewives franchise.
But I feel like I don't know. Maybe it was a slow year. Maybe there was a reason he had to contractually he needed another thing.
I don't know, but it's interesting. I would love to
because he
find
also
out.
has traitors.
Because like in my mind,
Because like why? Listen, Andy, I love you.
but why didn't Andy do Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
But-
Why was it Nick Viall?
Because that was Hulu.
Hulu.
But guys, I love Andy Cohen so much, but there's an AC that takes up a bigger piece of my heart. Alan Cumming.
Oh, well, of course.
And I just think like I would love an extra hour and a half with him.
well, of course.
Andy, I have you a lot of the year. I have you for 30 minutes basically every night.
Andy, I can have you anytime I want you. Don't forget that.
Don't forget
don't
that.
forget that. I can have you anytime I want you.
And so can Austin Kroll. Did you see SJP was in the clubhouse?
And did you see that he and his girlfriend are broken up?
But he like wouldn't say it.
Like,
I'm like,
I don't think he
like,
can.
because this is so fucking. But also,
But Andy, why'd you ask?
but also the embarrassment.
Of
I
them
feel
being
like
broken
I
up?
thought because Andy asked him, like I feel like he was more embarrassed than it was like he can't say.
Yeah, well, he was.
And
like,
I think that's always the scapegoat for people is like,
Yeah.
well, when you watch the season,
Yeah, true. That is so true. I just wonder if like, okay, how did that conversation go? Like the producers were like, so we got the reunion. Ariana's like amazing, great, and they're like, and this time we're bringing in, and you know him, we're bringing in Andy Cohen to help out. Like,
imagine the call to Katie Maloney.
oh my god, Ariana's having Katie. You're not gonna fucking believe this. Like pissed, right?
I think so.
I think Ariana's pissed.
But I think she'll handle. I hope
she'll
it's
be happy
sweet.
about it once it's time, and I hope that
And
he's like,
maybe this
I'm so
will-
excited to see you.
I
in
wonder if this
role.
will usher their friendship into a new chapter where they can be like actual friends and not like because also it's not
Andy's like everyone's boss.
but
on Bravo.
and also especially with shows like Vanderpump and Southern Hospitality and Southern Charm, little less on Southern Charm, but he feels more boss like to them because like Lisa, like he's
Right.
friends with their boss,
right,
and with
And
the
they're
housewives, it's more like a friendship.
Yes,
Whereas
totally.
with them, it's like he's the recess monitor.
Yes.
And so I think that this could be an opportunity for them to, and then maybe we'll see her and watch what happens more.
I also wonder if it's because some of the critiques of Ariana this season have been that she's being quote unprofessional by like voicing her opinions, and
We'll show you what unprofessional is.
me and Phoebe, if we were to the reunion, I'll show you unprofessional.
Oh wait, another idea. They cannot possibly do this because of the way that the show is aired.
What?
But I wonder if they want to test it out on Bravo.
What?
The Love Island.
Oh,
Because it's Peacock NBC.
yeah, Peacock is.
Like I wonder if they want to see if there's something they get. Maybe they air after sun on Bravo or something.
But I'm like, how do they? There's such a commitment. Like they would need to have it be 9 p.m. billing every night and every other shit. Like I don't know how that works. Another thing I'm thinking now, though, well, what we were saying last night, we were talking about how people have this criticism towards Ariana. Like, she's been a super fan of this show forever. This is like her show. She's always talked about it like a fan of the show.
And I think all the hosts I've seen do.
Well,
That's
it's
the
part
point
of it.
of
It's like
After
show
Sun.
promo. But I wonder if they were like, we need someone who's more impartial and like she's got an obvious bias towards certain
Maybe.
people, and we don't want anybody to think that certain people aren't going to get asked the tough questions or that other people are going to get like special treatment. Like bringing Andy in kind of neutralizes that, because Andy, I mean, I am eager to see. I want to know what Andy thinks about the season.
And
oh my God.
I want to know who is gonna come for the reunion.
Me too.
Sierra.
Yeah. Do you think Sierra's going to be invited?
I also am like, yeah, that's more so my thing. Will she be invited?
I bet you they invite her and they give her an opportunity to address it there, because how are they not going to have a conversation between her and Nick at that reunion? I need it.
I wonder if it's gonna be like on certain reunions where a more controversial player or like someone who has a really big storyline but
comes in
just
for part
comes
of
in for
it.
a portion.
Yeah, I could see that.
And maybe that's another thing. Maybe Andy is going to be used also in more of like an executive producer role where because he knows how to structure these things.
Like maybe he's the one who's having that conversation with Sierra instead of Ariana. Because another thing is Andy Cohen always plays himself. Ariana was playing a role, you know? So is she going to be herself, or is she going to play that role at the reunion? And if she's playing that role, I don't know that she can have those conversations.
I agree.
Because it is more surface level. Okay, and then we're also getting a Love Island Games, which is premiering on Tuesday, September 16th, and Ariana is going to be the host.
Which makes me think that she will sign on for another 2 years.
Me too, 100%.
And I think we need to remember that, like, Twitter is such an echo chamber.
Yeah.
And it's so full of all, like, every opinion seems like the loudest when you read it.
Totally.
But if I step out, I think casual Love Island watchers probably don't have any opinion on Ariana.
Yeah.
So
No,
it makes it, like, I think that and that's what a host on those shows to casual watchers should be, just kind of like a nondescript, like a Chris Harrison type. Not that she's like Chris Harrison.
Yeah.
But the way that he was just like, he felt neutral when he was on the show.
Right.
Then he would go to press and he'd get himself into quite a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But like, I think that if you were to ask our neighbors who watch Love Island, they're like, oh, Ariana seems great.
Right.
They don't know. They don't think about her at all.
Right. Exactly.
Whereas there are people on Twitter whose job it is to find reasons to dislike and hate each other.
Right. Like us. Just
But
kidding.
yeah.
Okay. One question before we get into rotations and wrap this up. If we were in the villa, who's coming for family day?
Well, I was thinking about this, and I do think that it would be like, well, listen, mom's gonna be so mad, but like, I would be worried about her coming.
Okay, sorry, Mom. Me too.
So I think that it's you and Mimi, but I had a crazy idea. I think it also there's a world in which it's you and Kelly.
Well, that's hilarious because for me, there's a world where it's you and Kelly.
Mimi's so sorry, but like, there would be something about Kelly and Caroline coming into the villa to like kind of whip me into shape.
Yeah, especially if we'd been watching.
Mimi,
this
like,
season.
I love you, girl, but I don't know if you'd give it to me straight.
Mimi, you would be aware of the cameras. Kelly and I would be like, film this whole thing. Turn our mics
And also,
up.
do you have any extra
Phoebe,
pillows?
The hell is this?
Do you have any extra blank towels?
Yeah, Kelly needs a few.
Do you have any is there anywhere? Is there like a table we could sit at?
And well, that's for Kelly and Phoebe. They're gonna be really covered up. I'm gonna be like, do you guys care if I just go nude? Do you guys care if I got my full birthday suit? And you're getting 360s, right, of me? Perfect. And cups of me sitting down. Love it. Thank
Clear
you.
chairs.
Clear
Plexiglass chairs.
Perfect. I love it. I want to see my all up close and personal. No, I had the same thought about Mom. Kelly and I were talking about it. And we both said, because, okay, here's the deal. I felt like Iris's parents came in there and immediately, or her mom got in her head right away. And Iris was like not sure about Pepe afterwards. Here's what's happening. Mom's coming to the villa and she's totally thinks she's playing it cool. She hates the person we're with. She's totally like convinced that she nailed it. She goes in, she's like, yeah. And she leaves, we break up. Because I immediately I'm like, Mom hated something about you and I know exactly what it is.
Exactly.
And I'm so stressed that I'm like, I'm mean to everybody there. I'm like, I don't want to talk to any of you. I'm stressed out. My mom's showing up here. And then she's in there and she's making go. I mean, okay, if you like him. That kind of a thing. Yes. Or it's like, we'll talk about, I think he seems nice. I don't know him.
Exactly.
It's I don't know him. That. And then she'd definitely be like, well, did you not think it was a little bit?
And like, I'd have to be reining her in.
I mean, I don't know.
She'd be like,
I'm not on the show. And I haven't watched the show. It's my first time.
Phoebe won't let me watch. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Sorry, I don't know anything.
Goo, when you do that challenge, when you do the move where you do like reverse cowgirl, okay, in the challenge, and like Sierra did, and you're leaning back on him with your hair, I want you to make sure you suck it. No, she's not telling me to suck in, but she's like, fix your bra.
For the record, she would never say that.
She would never say that, but I was trying to think of something to say, like when she'd see me in shows. Because anytime I'm in a show, I get a text at intermission, loving the show, check your bra.
Good.
Loving the show.
Does
that look good?
Are you sure that bathing suit looks good?
Yeah. Goo, do we need to get you new bathing suits?
I brought some options.
And before you say anything, okay, try it on.
And I know that you don't like tankinis.
I know you don't like skirt bottoms.
I just think you should try them on.
And Goo, okay, you know what? I think it's really cute. And I saw it at Marshall's on the rack, and I was like, this would be great on Love Island. And Goo, I want you to just try it on. Goo, seriously? Try it on. And then if you don't like it, I'll take it back. But I want to see it.
Let's go up to the
I'll go up
dressing
with you.
room. Mom's leading the way to the dressing room.
Do you have any chips and salsa? I'll bring chips and salsa up, and we'll all just kind of gab, and we'll catch up, and we'll see how these look. And I bet you the girls are going to want to borrow them. I bet you the girls are going to really like this tankini.
This tankini.
No, Mom is bringing tankinis. Why am I saying tankini? It's tankini.
Tankini.
Tankini. Tankini.
I think it's because it's the Keenie is like that's in every iteration.
Yeah.
Even though it is a tank
Yeah,
but it's a tankini.
Mom's also going in the kitchen and she's like, okay, well, I just think we can
And I just she's pulling stuff out of her bag. And I just thought I saw that they were using black plastic. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So
and she's like, I just think, okay, I see how all the pans are kind of falling out of here. So I think it works. But if there's a system,
she's already started the dishes and the laundry.
She's like fully like, and let me go make your bed because you love when mom makes your bed, which is so true. I mean, mom's doing all those things
for sure.
And I just don't want her in there.
It's just I wouldn't be able to hand it.
I wouldn't be able to hand it. If mom is in there, she's also like petrified the entire time of the camera looking at her, of like her out. She's more stressed than we are.
Oh, for sure.
She actually doesn't have time to think about our bathing suits because she's too worried about what she's wearing on the show. And she brought multiple outfits. And she's like, before we start,
she's like, okay,
go up there and just
I know you guys said Ariana can't help us, but like, I think I would just like her to look at my outfit before I walk out there.
Ariana's not even here. I mean, okay, host of what? That's mom's other critique. Mom's like, she's not even on the show.
Because every episode mom has watched with us, it's like,
she's like, where's Ariana?
It's like,
she's not even on the show.
She's not a contestant.
Literally, it's so funny.
It would be like if it was like, it's like how that's how we should have explained it to mom. It's like when Chris Harrison comes out for just the final rose, and then he's not really there for the rest of it. Yes. He's not even really on the dates with them.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It's like it's just like that.
He just needs to move the show along. If Kelly comes in, she's walking in. She's kind of mean to everybody.
For sure.
She's like sitting behind me, like growling. And she's like, and someone's coming and talking to me and she's like fixing my hair a little bit. And then she's like, no, stop. She doesn't like that. Like, she's like, Caroline, you need to speak up for yourself and tell everyone that you don't like that. She's like, there's no Diet Coke in here. Caroline, I would have brought you some. I would have brought you a Diet Coke in here. She's freaking out. And she's also like telling people what she thinks. Telling them what she thinks. Yeah. I mean, and if you went in for me, how do you think you would act?
Weird.
In a word, weird as hell. Weird as absolute hell. I would be really nice.
You would?
To your suitors.
Yes.
You think? I thought you were going to immediately say
no. Well, I think it would depend on the way the season looked.
Well, yeah.
If you thought
I'm not just talking to your partner.
If you
I'm talking to whoever I want.
If you not even me, guys.
I'm like, you didn't see this, but some girls were talking shit about you behind your back.
And I think if
I'm
Caroline,
gonna go to the bathroom and
Caroline,
I run over, I'm like, hey, Iris, come here.
If she was watching and she didn't think I was sticking up for myself, Caroline would come in and do that for me.
Yeah, I'd be like, hang on. Can I have a phone? I'm going to send a text to everyone's phone right now that says, meet me in Soul Ties. I'm in Soul Ties, but I'm like, okay, now all of you sit down in here, dog pile. I'll be sitting on the ledge over here, so I'm taller than you. Because I know some of you are 6'8". I'm going to stand up here and I'm going to give you all the rules. Which is be nice to my fucking little sister. That's my little sister. Be nice to her. She doesn't like breathing. Don't breathe around her. You chew too loud. I can tell she doesn't like it. Where are the earplugs? She deserves them. I would be yelling at them. Anyway, sure. Phoebe's ready to wrap it up, I can tell. No. So let's get into our rotations. Great season of Love Island. We loved it.
Yes.
Can't wait to see what's next for Amaya. Papaya.
Always.
Really deserving winner. Couldn't have been happier with the outcome. You're on Dream rotation.
Yes, exactly. And we'll just pick up where we left off. Amaya is on it again.
And she should be.
Brian's also on it.
Yes.
And thirdly, let's go with Ariana Maddox, I guess. She needs a win.
And honestly, I love looking at her outfits. Like, I just want her to keep doing the show because I think she looks so fun.
And I think she's having fun.
Yes. I'm like, you can only wear Love Island outfits in Love Island.
And
you
like
know what
Ariana,
I mean?
I'm not saying this in like, Ariana's going to look amazing forever.
Yeah.
But I do think that like she's over 40 now.
She's 40. You keep saying over 40. She just turned 40.
But I think that like, soak up this time.
Yeah.
And she hasn't,
what?
Holy shit, she hasn't had kids.
Exactly.
So like I just think soak it up, girl.
Girl, soak it up. Why would you leave when it's like in its prime?
Exactly.
You know, like it's so good right now. I just don't. It's the biggest it's ever been. Not the time for you to leave.
It's like your dream that you never knew you had.
I just hope that she's not like over it.
Me too. I don't think she is.
I don't think so either.
Because every interview you see, she's like giddy over the computer.
It is true. It is true. So that's why you guys don't ruin it. Don't make her want to stop doing it because I
literally want to be like those TikToks that are like, this is my friend Ariana and she's going to introduce Love Island. Be nice to her.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And I'm standing behind Ariana like.
Yes. Yeah. What's that video? I think it was like Janae and Serena. And Serena's like, now say. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, I don't know about that, but we watched I think Janae and Kenny did that challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Where Kenny was doing an outfit of the day. And she was like, my boyfriend's about to show you his outfit. And you better be nice about it. Go ahead.
I love Janae and Kenny. I didn't watch After the Villa or Beyond the Villa yet.
I haven't watched it yet either.
We'll talk about it next week. I'm really excited to watch it. Okay. On my nightmare rotation, the first thing is, I don't know how in the year 2025 we're still dealing with this, but when I'm on Instagram, if we must attach songs to photos and photo dumps, then when I zoom in, let the song keep playing. Don't stop the song and then start it over at the fucking beginning. I hate it.
Here's another thing I hate. When Instagram just randomly decides that you have to have your ringer on for a video to have sound. Watch a video.
The rules about watching videos with sound on Instagram change every day.
If
I change every hour.
Hey, if I click the little speaker icon,
means I wanna hear
that
it.
means I want to hear it. I don't give a shit if my ringer's off for a
sometimes
reason.
you don't have to. Sometimes it's like, oh, we'll just show it to you automatically and you didn't want to hear it. And you're in the middle of the library.
Exactly. The library that me and Caroline famously.
And you're in the middle of the library. So
we're recording right now.
And
the
now
library.
We're playing this. Exactly.
And actually, it's during the Monsters University Challenge where they all have to get
it's like not really a great time for it to be playing.
I love that movie.
Okay. So that's the first thing is when you zoom in on Instagram and the music stops playing and then it starts over at the beginning. I hate that.
Good one.
Okay. Next up on my nightmare rotation is probably Chris from Love Island.
Fair.
I really didn't care for that. I'm not going to pick you up. Okay.
Why are you crying?
Why are you crying? It was your decision. No, it fucking.
And then going back to your boys and saying, "Yeah, guys, she broke up with me."
No, like it's.
No, she didn't.
Crazy.
She did, but so did you.
No one's gonna feel bad for you now, dude. You were begging her to. You're literally begging her. Okay, and the last thing on my nightmare rotation. Hang on one second, as I think. Oh, okay. Gonna make some people mad. Conrad. From The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Caroline stays team the other one.
It's not even that I'm team Jeremiah. It's just that I'm team not Conrad.
Wait, what's the actor's name who plays Jeremiah?
I don't know, but his name's
okay. I didn't mean earlier that Jeremiah Fisher is problematic. I meant Jeremiah the actor.
I know people think he's cringe, but I don't know what he's done.
I think people also think he's problematic, which is part of why he gets so much hate. They also don't like Jeremiah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the deal. You guys don't like Jeremiah because he is a good boyfriend.
Because
and
you're
treats
13.
her well. Yeah, and he treats her well. And you think there's something romantic about the Marcus and Jenny and Georgia and the broody.
Marcus is better than Conrad.
Yeah, I guess. You haven't watched a show, so I don't know if you know that. But but no, I just mean we need to stop romanticizing the broody boy and thinking that, again, it's that I can fix him mentality. How about you be with the guy who prioritizes your happiness instead of his own sadness? You know, be with the guy that wants to lift you up and make you laugh and doesn't want you to wipe his tears all the time. Be with the guy that is going to take you on dates and make your life happy and fun and make you feel good about yourself and gas you up. Don't be with the guy that makes you cry every single day. You know what I mean? That's who Conrad is.
But
FYI.
I think that's why again, you're right, I haven't watched it, but Marcus does break up with Jenny when he is I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be wiping my tears every time that I'm not in the space to be the boyfriend that I want to be for you. Whereas I feel like Conrad is mopey and just well, you should like me anyway.
Well, I just don't like about who?
Marcus
and Jenny is you two at this time in your life do not need to be together.
No.
You are enabling each other's self-destructive behavior. You know, ultimately that's what they're doing.
Totally.
And I do think Jenny probably shouldn't be with anybody, but be with the person that she hasn't found that person yet. And maybe she and Marcus are endgame, and I'll be the first to say that would have been the guy that I was all about. Okay. But I'm serious.
Which is why Caroline can now see the forest through the trees because she got out of the woods.
Eventually, you really, really just gotta...
Wordsmith over here.
Totally. Eventually, you just gotta start seeing the nice guy. And it's not the guy that makes you cry all the time. That's the guy that it's not the struggle is so worth it. And I feel a lot of people think oh, we need to make this mean something. All this pain, it has to mean something. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes all it means is that you learn something valuable, and that is love yourself and prioritize your own happiness. And the person who gives you that, even if he gives other people the ick. Jeremiah it's not he's my dream guy. I'm not team Jeremiah. I'm just oh, I have eyes and ears, and I can see that he treats Belly way better than Conrad treats her. And I want that for her. So call me crazy, but I'm going to put the guy that took her virginity and then made her cry and like ghosted her for a year. I'm going to make that guy on my nightmare rotation. Thanks. Not Jeremiah. So anywho, all right, guys, that's the episode. All Love Island. Hope you enjoyed. Let us know what you think about the finale this season. Do you agree with us? Disagree? If you disagree, keep it quiet. If you agree, loud, loud, loud. Please go leave us a 5-star review. It helps us so much. If you write a few words, I can't even explain, like, mwah, chef's kiss. Love it. It's amazing for us. Please, please, please help us out by doing that. If you want more Pretty Little Podcasts, there is more. Go join our Patreon. The link is in our bio, our social media handles. It should be in the description of this episode. But we do 3 extra episodes a month, and that's a lot. And you could have all of them if you want. And you could have all of them for the past 2 years. We have almost 100 extra episodes on Patreon. Isn't that crazy? I think we have 98. So there's more. Go get it. And then on Thursday, we are recapping season 7, episode 11 of Pretty Little Liars called Playtime. It's a really fun episode. Go listen to that. We did another podcast over the weekend on the Patreon for the first tier. Go check it out. And then this weekend, we have a Pretty Little Punch Bowl. So lots of fun things happening. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. And we will see you next week. And splat.